understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world. Yes, sir. What's up? It's your boy Humble Dad back with another edition of Humble Dad Podcast. Got a great show for you this evening. How do I know? Because we typically do. We try to give you solutions to some of the world's challenging processes, I guess, as it relates to marriage and relationships and things of that nature. Today, we're going to be talking about why you should marry your best friend. There's a series that my pastor is having talking about friendships, and he talked yesterday about seven ways to identify a fake friend and 7 ways to know that this is a great friend. And that got me to thinking about marrying your best friend. And I know, and I've heard, well, I don't want to say I know, but I've heard that women like to keep men in the friend zone. And so I'm wondering, is that where they can find their husband? But I don't know. Let's talk about it. Do dudes keep women in the friend zone? We'll see what the people say. So the question that we're going to talk about first is to get to know you. It's what's your personality type? What is your personality type? We're going to start with the missing link, Ash in the building. Ash in the building. Been
You wrong
gone
for
for
that.
a minute.
You
I said
wrong.
missing link though, like you know what I'm saying, because you keep us together.
The lies y'all going on without me. My personality type, trait, whatever you want to call it, is adaptable. Because I adapt to whatever situation I got going on. Short, simple,
That's
Either
what's up.
either I need to be serious, I'm gonna be serious, but not too long because I gotta have some type of fun. Life is already hard enough to stay on serious every day, all day. Got to laugh at something.
That's a bit. I like that. I like that. Thank you for being here. I know you're gonna bring some energy tonight for sure. Hey, and welcome to the stage, none other than the one that disagrees with Prototype the most, Jay Zilla in the building. What's up, Jay Zilla? What you got?
That's a tough way to introduce a fella. I love Proto, man. That's my guy.
You do, but you most people don't disagree with me as much as you do. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. Um, for me, I would say there's a thing out there in psychology called extroversion. It's one of those things of it kind of goes hand in hand with openness and a seeker. So all those things kind of smush together. You get extroversion, and that's my personality type. To keep it short and sweet, like Ash over there, looking beautiful as usual.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you for being here. We're gonna rock and roll. And welcome to the stage, none other than herself with her real hair. Jamie in the building.
I
What
like
up?
the way you put that on there because you gotta let them know.
Just
This is
saying. Let them
this is
know
real.
this is her real hair. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say so. I looked it up to see what types of personality types there are. I'll say I'm a thinker. Thinkers tend to make their decisions using logic, analysis, objectively weigh pros and cons, and value honesty, consistency, and fairness. So yeah, definitely a thinker
That's what's
for
up.
sure. So
Simple as that.
yeah,
So what you think about right now?
I'm overthinking this right now.
So you're
Real
not
talk.
just a thinker, you're an overthinker.
Yeah. I'm like, so I'm like going back over just to make sure I gave you the right answer.
You
So
go
yeah,
back
that's
over
definitely.
your answers. That's what's up. Appreciate you, JV. We finna rock and roll. Hey, welcome to the stage. None other than Hulk himself. Prototype in the building.
What's happening? What's happening, good people?
Chilling. What's good, my friend?
Man, according to the Myers-Briggs test,
Okay.
I am an ENTJ. You know, it is a judgmental, get it done, no excuse kind of person. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's extroverted. So
You think you're extrovert?
Oh, definitely.
So you're a people's person.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's
No,
up.
that don't mean no. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I'm a
I
people's
didn't
person.
either.
No. Just because you're extrovert don't mean people like you. You know what
I'm
I'm
not talking
saying?
about
Like,
people like you. I'm talking about you engage with people.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit. Well, welcome to the stage, and we're gonna welcome to the stage none other. Hey, I don't think he been on the show, but maybe he have. It's been a minute though, but he got a good thing going on. Welcome to the stage, none other than Imperfect Gentleman. What's up, my guy? You on mute?
There we go. Peace, family. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Thank you for having me, brother. It's been a little minute, man.
Yeah,
Peace and
no
blessings to
doubt. So
everybody on the platform, man.
that's what's up. Hey, the question of the start is, what's your personality type?
Oh, my personality type. According to the DISC assessment, I'm a high D.
Mm,
Uh, I'm a high D and a high. I forgot what it is. Is it I? I'm like a medium I, and my C and my S is low. So if you understand the DISC assessment, that's for you. But in layman's terms, my personality type is somebody that's going to go get it. If I want it, I'm going to get it, regardless about what I got to go through.
mm,
And I'm about my personality type is just about me just being who I am. I don't really know any other way about it.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Appreciate you being here, bro. I'm ready to see what you got to say, my guy.
Man, pleasure to be here. I'm glad to be back on your platform, bro. I see
That's
you
a
growing.
bet.
Keep doing your thing, man.
I appreciate that. And welcome to the stage, none other than the Barry White in these streets, lost in translation in the
Come on
building.
inside and get yourself something cool.
Hey,
What's going on, homie?
what's happening, humble day?
I'm good, bro.
Good. Listen, according to Miles Briggs, I am an INTJ, and that's for short. That's introverted, intuition, thinking, judgment. I'm one of those type of people, man. You would think that I'm an extrovert, but not for real. I'm I'm more of a thinker. I don't care whether or not if I'm wrong or not. I just want to get to the right answer. I kind of push my ego to the side. That type of stuff. So. For the most part, yeah, I'm pretty much an introvert, and I'm usually thinking. So 9 times out of 10, by the time most people come up with an answer, I've already had about 10 of them ready to go, just in case the first 9 don't work. So that's usually how I am. So that's my personality type.
Yeah, I can see that, man. Because anytime I come to you, the first question, you don't have to seem like you thought about the question already before I even wrote it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like for sure. So that I can get with that. The one that came to mind that was pretty simple for me is as my mentor tells me, he says that I'm a type A personality. Some would say that's highly motivated, organized, competitive, and a perfectionist. And sometimes that leads me to not make a decision quickly too, because I'm looking to be right on the first go round. And so sometimes that is my issue. I'm definitely highly competitive. I already told Prototype I could beat him in whatever he needs to put down. You know what I'm saying? We can go get it. So that's just what it is. I'm a little guy, but I got Napoleon syndrome. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be 100 with you for sure. But we're gonna get this party started. And I don't think I had too many videos, so we're gonna start with the questions. And the first question is, how does marrying your best friend change love and commitment? How does marrying your best friend change love and commitment? We're gonna start with Jay Zill.
Something about me and my wife knowing each other since the ages of 13, 14, dating. She got rid of me, realized her mistake, and now we're married 4 kids later. It's something about doing the work and getting the information right up front before you make this lifelong commitment. And this is something I have been advising my kids and others. I've got a 16-year-old daughter, a 20-year-old daughter in college. Telling them to, hey, let's get some information first before we take that leap. So I think that's what that marrying your best friend or getting to know someone before you make that commitment does. And then I'm gonna go to Mr. Imperfect Gentleman. I like the setup back there. That New York, man. Them Knicks looking good, especially when they get LeBron and Steph Curry in 2 years.
Let's keep the hope. Let's keep that hope, baby. Let's keep that hope alive. Yeah, crazy thing is going on in the league. Luka's a Laker now, so you never know. But good question, yo. And I'm sitting here thinking on a question. I'm not as big of a thinker as my man, Lost in Translation. But when it comes down to this question, I'm saying how does it change? For me, it was the best decision I ever made in my life, to be honest. Like, I don't pride myself on having too many decisions that I've made right in my life, but picking my wife was the best one I've ever made. Like, when you choose your best friend to marry, like, you're choosing the partner that, even if you're not liking the person, you'll never stop loving them. So for me, like, choosing your best friend is the best thing you can do, because once that mushy stuff is over, once that mushy, oh, I love you, all that ooey gooey's over, the real substance is built on friendship.
That's what's up. Who you got going next?
Let's go to my lady Ash. Hey, Ash.
Let's go, Ash.
Hello. We're gonna go back to what I've been saying previously. That's the person that see you naked. I'm not just talking about with your clothes off. Y'all know I always say that. That's what I be trying to explain when I say somebody do all that work to get to know you. Because if you know somebody over the phone, you can tell if they having a bad day, they smiling, who got their attention, who walking by, what just happened, without them even having to explain. And you'll be able to apply and fix or do whatever it is that's called for you to do. And that's why I always gonna keep my answer short right now. Naked. If you can't be naked with them, why be with them? But they ain't ready for that. Let's go to Proto.
I think it unleashes like a relationship that is just like unbreakable almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, that's a true relationship right there, having your best friend as a spouse. The amount of things y'all can go through, understand inside jokes, just the lack of misunderstandings, you just avoid all of that, and y'all always on one step. You know what I'm saying? Could have a good time with each other. You know what I'm saying? All y'all need is each other for entertainment type. You don't really need a guy's trip or a girl's trip. You know what I'm saying? You vibing right there with your folk, with your people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that's just a beautiful thing that could happen if it ever did exist.
Who you got?
Us, or I guess we go with Lost because everybody else. Yeah.
Jamie is up too.
I thought they called Jamie. Yeah, Jamie went.
When Jamie go?
You ain't go, Jamie?
And you pulling your leg, man.
Oh, well, Jamie, you up.
She talking about yes. That's crazy.
Jamie, you up.
What's wrong with her tonight? What y'all do to her?
I didn't have anything to add. That's why I was like, I was going with. I really don't have anything.
If you don't get off that, I don't got nothing to add. Quote.
I don't. Not with this one, because everybody said the answers that I would have said.
Which one you like? Which answer you like the best?
Oh, see, now you're being that. Why you do that?
Because you said you was listening. Listen, we on air. What are you doing?
So Imperfect Gentleman, well, I mean, Ash said naked. Imperfect Gentleman said the best decision he ever made was picking his wife, which was his friend, because love is not love, like is fleeting, but love is everlasting. I was listening.
That's why I said which one you like the best, though.
And then Prototype, of course, I would have to say I liked all of them, but Prototype said it the way I would have said it.
Okay, and what did he say?
Why you do that?
Because I'm a teacher.
Nah, this is not class, though. I'm not answering.
It is a class. What are you talking about? We are teaching people.
I'm about to fail the test right now. I'm about to fail the test.
We gonna help you. That's why I'm leaning. You said so. What did Prototype?
I think everybody answered the question. They answered it. I have nothing to add. I respect everybody's answer.
Okay, I got a different question for you. What does commitment look like for you?
Why?
Z.
Commitment looks like, huh?
Take her to the back and give her a whooping because she acting.
Why?
And I don't
I
understand
have
none
nothing
of
to
this.
add, and I feel like it's not fair.
That's
I'm
why I gave
really.
you a different question. That's why I gave you a different question. I said, what does commitment look like to you?
It's the same thing I said last week. It's like it's a contract. It's an everlasting contract. We have made a decision to be committed to one another. Love is a choice. We have made a choice to choose each other every day. I'm committed to being with you regardless. And so that's what it means to me. It means like we in this. We you the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like just like you that's my friend, real life. Like my kid, he get on my nerves because he act just like me, real talk. You know what I'm saying? But he cool as a fan. Like he be having them good one-liners. I be like, yeah, that was good, bruh. But you're in trouble. You're in trouble because you wasn't supposed to say that. You know? But other than that, like that's when he gets to a certain age, I'm like, yeah, we could really kick it. Like that's really about to be that's the homie when he gets to that level. But he's still my child right now.
That's
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hey, we coming to you first. The next question, just so you know. Lost, it's on you.
Lost.
Thank you. Listen, marry your best friend should have a component of selfishness to it. You know, if that person is yours, you should treat it like they're yours. Like you ain't finna let nobody take what you got. And when you got two people that think like that, man, that's when you know you locked in. You know what I mean? It should have an element of selfishness, something of pride to it. You know what I mean? Just like you take care of your car, whatever, and you take care of your home, you know, and you want to make sure that you grab hold to that person and just say, I'm not gonna let you go. You know what I mean? And when you marry your best friend, that's the person who said that they were gonna be there to the end. You know, there are very few times in life where you get that. You know, parents is one, kids is another, and then the person you choose to be your lover should be the other. You know, so I think that is probably the main reason why selfishness is a key component of why it's beneficial to marry your best friend.
That's what's up. What's up, Dwayne Jones? Is it gonna be Mute Jones today, or is it gonna be hey, we on point today?
Can you ask guys why is marrying your best friend selfish again? I'm sorry.
No, it's selfish as far as you being selfish that person belongs to you. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me.
Go ahead, expound on it then, Dwayne.
Shoot, because guess what, man? We done went through a few best friends. I hope I'm not just speaking for myself. We done had a couple of best friends. This one is a best friend for life. Okay? Yeah, I know there's bad boys for life, but this one's like a best friend for life on the topic. Because this one you got to evolve with and through things with. So those other best friends, you go through different stages in your life and they just fall off. This one, you making a commitment so it does not fall off. So as for that best friend, that's where you're gonna have to negotiate and work, and you'll find the parts. Because previously you were able to cop out and be like, it was on them. So my 2 cents.
Rodo still had that quandary in his face.
I guess if I could help expound a little bit, I guess because
absolutely.
When I hear the word selfishness in this case, I kind of feel the same way because that's mine in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna run through hell with gasoline drawers on, and if I have to, fight the good Christ for her, because at the end of the day, like I put my life on the line for her, so that means that belongs to me. Like there is nothing, there's no higher power on this earth than I am when it comes to that one.
And wouldn't that be against,
I just don't see how selfishness and best friends correlate with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be selfish with something that you absolutely hate. You know what I'm saying? I could be selfish with my bag of chips, and it's not my best chip. I don't. It's just not. It's the selfish and the best friend just doesn't add up. Like I'm not sharing her. Like nobody else is allowed to see her, or like I don't understand. Like when I hear selfish, it just don't. The context is
that's bad. Lost. Go ahead and put it in the context form, and
Prototype.
then Jane, if you need to say something, you can. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, man. If I kicked your door in and stole your chips and snapped them out and snatched them out your hand, how would that make you feel?
You ain't gonna make it out.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you got it.
That's it right there.
Now you got it. That's the
Right
spirit. That's it. That's the spirit I'm talking about.
Yo, chill.
You're not gonna let
You
nobody.
don't gotta be my
wrong
best
for
friend to
you.
get that to get that response. That's what I'm saying. I just don't see how the two is correlating because
Basically, you
one don't
take
want
care of
the
what
other.
belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? You take care of what belongs to you. You don't let nobody come in and take it, man. That's what that is.
Right. So I don't know if I'm skipping along. I think I can
I
say
put
what I
it
want.
like this: if you had an extra bag of chips, you would probably wouldn't mind sharing the other one, would you?
Here's the thing. The best friend spouse thing is very low volume. You know what I'm saying? It's not likely. Most men don't get to marry their best friend. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people say, say with the right thing, but generally that's not what happens. Most men do not marry their best friend. And for the men who say they married their best friend, 90%, they're probably lying. You know what I'm saying? Not for the other 10%. I'm just saying because I don't know. I don't like men. Like
That
we've been
sounds
having
very
this issue
cynical.
with men telling the truth about relationships. Like men don't tell the truth about marriage. Men haven't been telling the truth about women. We've been giving the wrong information for years. So for the men who say I married my best friend, it's very uncommon, and y'all can sit here and say it, and I might believe y'all. But it's just so uncommon for a man to marry his best friend. Like, I go on enough guys trips to know, like, we don't do nothing but complain about our wives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like there wouldn't be so many guys trips. There wouldn't be so many girls trips. Like, nobody is tagging along their women to the golfing trip. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
I'm gonna be real with you, P. I have never been on a guy's trip. I don't see a necessity for one. Like me myself personally, and in my homies, when we go someplace.
But I'm saying though, are guys trips common?
Yeah, no, the guy trips go in different circles. Yes, different circles, absolutely. But when you're talking about somebody who's committed to who they are, like I didn't get married to hate my wife. Like there are other men that I have jobs with, and I also do different things with. They dread going home. I can't wait to get home. You dig what I'm saying? And I got other dudes in my group that also we'll be out speaking at conferences and we're gambling on who's gonna get home to their wife first. Like it's all about your circle, bro.
That's good.
Is your circle the majority or is your circle special?
No, it's just my circle. I can't speak on other circles. It's
so
just
I
mine.
mean, based on your total anecdotal experience, as a man, you have your circle who are happy to get home to their wives. Would you say more men who are unhappy to get home to their wives, or don't necessarily find their wives as fun as they need to?
But so I'll challenge that statement and say there are a lot of men who are not comfortable with telling the truth about their woman. There are a lot of men who get in circles with their friends and want to tag along and get along and talk about their woman ain't doing something. But that same man will go will give his wife and then praise her to death. Won't tell her the truth about how he really feels about her. So that's what I'll challenge. Men are out here. They have two different sides to them. They got their friend side and they got their woman side. So me, I don't have that. My wife could come here and tell you right now how I am with her is the same way I'm with anybody else. So I speak to the fact of if you did not want to be with her, you didn't have enough confidence to say you didn't like her. That's your fault as a man.
That's
I'm not saying whose fault it is. I'm just saying it's generally not common. I know more
this
men
is what I asked you, Proto.
Yeah.
I think I understand your pessimist mindset, but I would challenge the premise of that when a guy first initially is into the relationship, he sees the woman that he's about to marry as a best friend.
False.
That's not a false statement, because in the way that men choose a mate, they're thinking long term that this is somebody that they're going to be able to spend the rest of their life with. You may be different than the person that is looking to be married. So if a guy is saying I'm wanting to be with this person long term, then he would need to see the woman as a best friend. because this is a person that you're going to go through life with. This is a person that's probably going to have to wipe your butt at some point in time. This is a person that is going to have to feed you at some point in time. So this best friend element is a part of the equation. Dwayne, what you got?
Man, I wanted to ask this question. I don't know how many of us have slept with our best friends. Okay, all right. Just we were talking about preponderance, the majority, minority. I'm just saying, I'll be in the minority. I haven't ever slept with my best friend because, just like in the same sense, we can't have best friends of the opposite sex, right? Unless we're inside a marriage. So, due to self-preservation, it is an obligation for the individual to, when they're choosing a mate in mate selection, that they make the best selection. So, in that, a friend. You're not going to marry your enemy. I mean, that's completely against yourself, human nature, self-preservation. So, in it, you're going to, as a man, you're going to make the best selection, and it's a friend. It has to be a friend. Like, because there's people that there's acquaintances, and then there's a few people that you can actually call your real friends. But then there's supposed to be only one person that you call your best friend.
Jay, what you got? And I'm gonna come to Ash.
I think I understand what Prototype is trying to say, though. Or you meant Jay or Jay Zilla? Like Jamie or Jay?
You want Jamie to go?
You talking that? Come on.
Yeah, no, ladies first. Go ahead. Yeah, I like it.
In a minute, she's gonna say everybody took the answers. So let's go.
You know,
ahead
I think I understand what Prototype is trying to like say to everybody, because so in a lot of relationships I've heard, like, where there is a woman that has a male best friend outside that's like not her husband, and there's a guy that has a female best friend that's not the wife. I'm just saying, so there's like a Prototype. I might be wrong, but it causes a lot of arguments though, because see, really you're not supposed to have that other person to be that, but in this world, is if they in certain relationships, if you say something about it, they're like, oh no, you're just jealous or you're insecure. Am I right or wrong? Prototype is what you're trying to, because I've heard these arguments before.
I'm just saying, you're on to a point, because I think guys and girls can be best friends. Somebody's not attracted to the other, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just don't think people marry their best friends. They marry what's best for what they think is best for their life, and it's not the best friend, especially in women's case. You know what I'm saying? Women marry the guy who provides the most, unless she gets hurt by that guy, and then she might double back to the best friend. You know what I'm saying? And or a guy might marry his best friend, but it depends on his standards. Like, but he's generally probably going to marry the one that's prettiest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why y'all fronting. Like, when we was rating women, there was smashable. I ain't gonna say the other word, but there was smashable and there was wifey. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's wifey. She I'll smash. You know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all act like we didn't rate? So a guy will wife a chick based off of that rating. Oh, she wifey right there, and he'll treat her completely different than a girl he just put in a I'll smash category.
But you're right about that.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, Imperfect. I'm gonna get Jay, then I'm gonna come to you because I know Ash wanted to say something too. Go ahead, Jay Zilla.
So I think the audience and everybody on this panel can agree that it's not one size fits all, right? So for Prototype, that's how it is. Like, I was never that type. I ended up in a bunch of relationships with people I never thought I would be, because we hung out and we enjoyed each other's company. That for me was always a big part of it. We don't have to like the same TV. She don't have to be into sports, but can we, find the happy medium to where I'm watching the Braxton girls and she's watching playoffs? You know what I mean? Like, and not because we like those things, but because we know what's important to you is not important to me. And just when you showcase that, that makes the intimacy even deeper. And I think I do believe that I have married my best friend. I would have said, my best dude was my best friend before, but there are things that I would never talk to him about or ask his advice about that I would, I go to my wife no problem. And she's going to tell me what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear. And I think that's a good mark of a best friend. And I do think that some men marry their best friends.
Yeah, I was just looking at a study. I'll tell you about it in a few moments. Ash, what you wanted to say?
I get what Prototype's saying, because everybody don't find their best friend in their spouse. Because remember how I said the naked, not just with your clothes off. It takes a while for you to get that comfortable. And let's be honest, we done had this talk on this podcast here a couple last year even, that women use what they know in arguments. So men have a wall up with that comfortability of doing what Zillow is talking about, which is having those uncomfortable talks. So I can get what he's saying, where you don't marry your best friend, you marry what's best fit. But later on down the line, they gain the trust, and then they start to become the best friend. Because I have got best friend, well, 2 of them, and they married, owned by their own business, matter of fact. And, it's just a healthy conversation, because sometimes, as we all do when we get in the rah-rah, we get in our feelings over stuff that really ain't even that big. But it's never anything wild. Like, we have a conversation and it's out of respect. Like, there's certain times I don't call because you need to spend time with your wife and your kids. I think but the problem is now with the best friend situation, because I'm in the situation, is people don't know how to respect folks' relationship. And that's where it goes wrong, because when you're doing too much, that's on either side, you're wrong. Stay in your lane, stay focused on the game, because it ain't your time, player. You wouldn't choose to be wifey. Stay in your lane. And that's where the problem lies. But I can definitely agree with Prototype. Everybody don't get the best friend. I'm one of them.
That's now that what Prototype is saying is true based on what I just read. But now it says that according to one particular source, I think it's what it's called AI Overview. It says there isn't much information about the percentage of people who marry their best friend, but it's estimated to be around 50% or half. Now, according to a National Bureau of Economic Research paper, it found that married people who say their spouse is their best friend report significantly higher rates of life satisfaction. Okay, so it is still true to say that, everybody doesn't get to marry their best friend, but as the statement is, this is why you should marry your best friend, because life is so much better when you're rocking with your best friend. And Perfect, did you want to say something before we transition?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say to P's point as well. You're absolutely right when you talked about how we broke them down, but there's a distinct difference that I found out in wifey than wife. Like there's a wifey when, like, that's a terminology, right? Like oh, wifey is a term of endearment. I called her my wifey when she was my girlfriend, but when she becomes your wife, when there's substance behind that word, it's a whole different plateau.
That's what's up. That was a very, I didn't know that was gonna go there. I thought that there was be a little bit of a simple transition, but we appreciate you for that thought process. Lost, what you got? What you thinking?
My question is this: if your wife is not your best friend, then who is? And why isn't she?
Good question.
That's my question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, because think about it, man. Let's do a hypothetical. Okay, it's your wife and your best friend. Let's say these are two different people. Okay, if God says, "Hey, I'm going to take one of them home," which one you giving up? You get the choice.
My best friend got to go.
You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's that black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I say like that, I think that's probably speaks to reason why marriages, divorce rates are 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at that correlation between what they postulated versus what really happens in real life, those who don't marry their best friend usually don't work out that much, or you'll just settle for what you got, and then you'll have an existence where you really can't tell that person what's on your mind. You be like, "Oh no, you're gonna use what you said against me," which leads me to believe, hey, should I really marry this person? Am I marrying them for the wrong reasons? Am I marrying them because it's convenient? Am I marrying because I'm selfish? is that other person your best friend? You know, those are the components I think that we probably need to look at to really evaluate that thing.
That's really good. Proto, what you got?
I think trying to be somebody's everything is insane for real. I understand the best friend thing, and that's everything you could want, and it's ideal. But being somebody's everything is that idea just keeps people not getting married. Is what I'm, you know what I'm saying, is what I'm going for. And for the people who get married based off of like, all right, this was the best fit for the needs XYZ. I think understanding your duty is a huge component of what keeps somebody together. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily being the best friend. You know what I'm saying? Because my best friend is going to be, you know, we say it all the time, the person I could like bounce things off of, get that intellectual thing from, get this from, get that from. And based on how women and men think sometimes, that it's very rare to have that equal balance in feminine masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? It's just not common. You know what I'm saying? I don't know many men who, and I used to think like when I was young and first got into it, I'm like, hey, I would ask around in church groups or whatever, hey, do y'all feel this way about y'all wives? Is this going on in y'all marriages? Is this because, you know, when you're young, you're asking questions. And nobody ever came back and they was like, oh, I'm doing this all on my own. I think I got to think it through like this. Oh, I'm dragging this along, blah, blah, blah. And that was the general consensus that you got to make sure you drag it. You're not getting that equal part. So you expecting that equal part, you really killing yourself. And it's going to make you break that situation up. And it's really not about that. It's really about the commitment and a nuclear family and built-in structure. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? Out here trying to marry your best friend. That's nothing. That's going to just lag you along and you'll never get it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, man. Do you think that has something to do with the amount of time you spent with that person? Because sometimes you'll be friends with somebody for years and you'll say stuff to that person a whole lot quicker than you would with somebody who you just met, like some girl you're interested in. Do you think that may have something to do with it?
No.
Why not?
I just think, you know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, expecting a woman to act and think, or, you know, give you things that your homeboys might give you, you know what I'm saying, when you're trying to move the needle, you know what I'm saying? Businessmen they not hanging with their wives like that. They in think tanks with other businessmen. You know what I'm saying? Very rarely is their wife in the mix. You know what I'm saying? The wife has a whole different set of rules, things she's doing. She's not in the mix of that. You know what I mean? This is not 300 on a regular basis. And even in that, like, it's just, you know, it's just not that, bro. So
you saying that, oh, my bad. Jay Zilla, you had a question. What you wanted to ask?
Yeah. So you're a coach, Pro, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't the idea of the team structure to give your all to something bigger than yourself, which is the team, knowing that the men next to you, on your left, right, behind you, and the coaching staff, the fans, everybody is pushing towards the same goal, which does eventually inevitably serve you?
If my assistant coach, right, or other coaches on my staff, right, you play college ball, right?
Yes, sir.
So you could identify with this. Once you start playing college ball, the head coach don't coach nothing. You got position coaches that coaches. You got an offensive coordinator. The head coach might be the dumbest guy there, but he's a good politicker. He got a whole nother role. You understand what I'm saying? So if you had two coaches of the like mind, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the defensive coordinator and the O coordinator, they might be alike, but the head coach don't really vibe like that with the rest of the team. They're not even around most of the time.
I guess what I'm actually saying is that defensive coordinator is giving everything he can to get the defense right, same as the OC, same as the position coaches, same as the players, all trying to get that W. They are giving a lot of themselves, a lot of sacrifices on themselves, because as a coach myself, I found myself taking my work home every single day. Didn't get paid for that part, to look at some extra film, to come up with different, blitzing packages and concepts as a D coordinator. But what I am saying is I gave a lot up from myself for the good of the team, which ultimately brings me joy and happiness.
Interesting.
I feel like you're going towards my point though. Unless you're saying the fact that you can go home and take your work home and then discuss it with your wife and she give you some answers. Is that what you're saying?
Funny enough, just her being a sounding board. She didn't know what the crap I was talking about. She once was cheering on the wrong team because she had no idea who had the ball. Okay. But she did showcase herself as trying and attempting, going outside of herself and outside of what she is, I guess, entertained by in order to support me in whatever little or large way. But there have been plenty of times where she said something that didn't make sense at the time. And then like, oh, actually, that makes me think of something else that did help me do my job, that did help the team. So I'm just saying, like, again, I think what we're kind of calling a loop with women don't do this, men don't do that. Well, some men, some women. So I agree, Prototype, but you're sitting on the panel where people are saying that's not our experience. Like, I know for me, I married my best friend, and she's one of my greatest business partners, my best therapist, driver, cook, everything. And I try to reciprocate that in ways that she specifically is asking me to. And that's the thing that makes this long road and this race of ours
enjoyable.
worth.
So accept the idea that you're special.
Yes.
Fair.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right. But the thing of it is, we're talking about what expectation is. You're talking about what is kind of happening.
So your expectation when you're drafting QBs is to get the next Tom Brady every time.
Well, I'm not talking about sports. I'm talking about your wife should be the best.
We're talking right, your wife, right? When you're picking.
So one of the parts, like for example, he was talking about that part about taking a trip. You would want to take a trip if you challenge in taking a trip with your wife. Y'all gonna struggle in the marriage, okay? Because there's so many levels that that go on through the process of taking a trip, right? You're gonna have to be seated in this well, not a plane, but in the car for an extended amount of time. There is lots of conversation that's going to take place. At some point in time, there's going to be an argument.
It'll be silent.
Okay, some people are silent, but there is going to be a point where there is a conversation.
No,
right?
It'll be silent.
Well,
the whole trip.
Yeah,
it'll be silent the whole trip. For men that don't talk to their wives for 12 hours, it's not. Y'all ain't saying not a word.
Listen, I think that's crazy. Listen, I think that's crazy. If you can't,
I know you do. I'm telling you, there's another side of the spectrum that you're not getting, bro.
I'm not saying that. What I'm acknowledging the things that do happen, but I'm communicating on. I'm trying to teach people on what it should look like, right? Because there are so many ways of how a marriage could work, obviously, because everybody does it differently. But one of the things that I just read to you, it says that people that find their mate as a friend have a better life satisfaction. That's what it says. Now, if people are not marrying their best friend, that's on them, obviously, right? But if you were to take a trip, you would want to take a trip with your best friend. And why not want to take what? Why not that be your wife? Because you get the best of both worlds. You get to knock the boots.
Idealistically, yes, but it's not common that your wife is your best friend.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you that people should aim for. So this is the question. Okay, so similar to, I guess, what you're saying, is chemistry or deep friendship more important in marriage? Is chemistry or deep friendship more important in marriage? And I'm gonna come to Jamie first.
Yes, it is more important. Is it? I'm about to appease to Prototype. Is it reality for everybody? No. But is it ideal? Yeah. Like you were sitting there talking about being on a trip, being quiet. No, we about to have a whole concert, bro. Like I'm about to be rapping and putting my name in songs the whole trip. And if you can't handle that, we can't be together because it's going down. Like, what do you mean? And I could not imagine being in a car like this. What? Like I have like certain parts of songs where I replay it because I want to hit the note right. You got to hit the note right. If you don't hit that note right, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all ever do that? Yeah.
Mhm.
No. What? That sounds so sad to me. And that's why I think in our generation, people are like, I just rather be by myself, because they are not able to find that type of friend, you know what I'm saying, to really be with and really enjoy, that really gets them. And so I think that is sad. And I see what Humble Dad is trying to do is try to tell people, you do need to stop putting that dude in the friend zone and not dating the friend that you have over here off to the side, because that's women's problem. They friend zone the dude that they would really should marry. I think that's what we're talking about on this. That's really the root of this panel today, is the dude that you got in the friend zone, that's your husband. That dude over there that don't answer the phone a lot and is real aloof, that ain't your man. You're not winning over there. You're winning over here with the person that you can really be comfortable with. So yeah, chemistry is everything, because I'm telling you, if I can't sing in the car, I'm not with you. We not doing it. If you not putting my name and replace the baby, putting Jamie there, we can't be together.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Who you got going next, Jamie? How they gonna follow that?
Let's go with Imperfect Gentleman.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I can't follow behind you, Jay. I'm about to pass, man. Yeah, I'm with that though. Because if you can't be your authentic self, if I can't just cut loose and be who I am at any given moment, then it's not going to work. I'm a tap in and say the same when it comes down to it. I think chemistry is extremely important, because at the end of the day, like, if you're unequally yoked, right, it's not going to work. If the Bible says if one or two, if you can't walk by side of each other, how can you agree? I might be messing that up, but you know what I'm trying to say. But me, when I think of chemistry, I think of the other person knowing you so well that they know when you're not yourself. Like, they don't have to ask you, "Are you okay?" Right? It's almost an intangible thing what they feel, and they can almost, without saying what's need to be said, do the thing. And I think that's when the chemistry is as strong as possible, when words are not necessary, right? Like, there's times when you're not going to talk to each other, but when you have that chemistry, when it's built at a core level, some things just don't need to be said, and action just can be taking place, and then things can be happen from there.
That's what's up. Who you got next?
Now, and now I know I got to go hear a prototype say, so come on, Pete.
No, I think chemistry and deep friendship is super important, man. Chemistry more than deep friendship. Now, it's said like it's the same thing, but they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Break
Now,
it down.
chemistry, like if you're in a relationship, if you don't got no chemistry with that person, now you miserable. Like, chemistry is somebody that could be like, oh, they're doing this, let me do this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is happening. All right, let me get this. Oh, they're gonna be drunk. Let me make sure they got the Gatorade in the refrigerator. Oh, they're gonna be such and such. Oh, it's his birthday. He might want to wake up a little happy. I'm gonna make sure he got his bourbon right tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's chemistry. I'm not saying go without chemistry. You know what I mean? The deep friendship part, that hits a little different. You know what I mean? Like, that's soulful. That just hits a little. And if you could get both, hey man, like I said, kudos to you. Just don't disqualify a situation because you don't have deep friendship. You need some chemistry though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying all the chemistry has to be there. It could grow. You know what I'm saying? As long as the person is willing. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say a percentage, like, if you could? Because the reason why I ask, because this whole thing that women talk about, they always say, well, I just didn't have that chemistry with him. Like, what would you say? You never heard that, Jamie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, like, what would you put a percentage on what that could be, like, chemistry wise, if that makes sense?
You can ask me. I don't. They're from Venus. I don't know what their chemistry mean.
That's
I know my.
Okay, what would you say your chemistry would be? Would it be 100, 80, 70?
Oh, you mean like a percentage, like how much chemistry is needed?
Yeah.
Oh man. I think somebody put chemistry grows. I think chemistry can grow to to have all the chemistry right off bat. You know what I'm saying? I think since women mold to you, the chemistry will grow. Like that's what they do. They mold to you when they rock with you. So I don't know. I can't really say because you can have no chemistry for real. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you know, if you land, you understand what I'm saying? Then she'll start dressing like you, trying to wear your sneakers and doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't laying no, then you know chemistry ain't gonna grow.
Hey, Ash, is that true?
Go to bed. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's Monday.
You don't have to answer that. I just thought that was a funny next.
I'm gonna, and now you know what? Since you go challenge me, I'm gonna answer. He's right. If you ain't laying no, it ain't no.
Hey, easy, easy, easy.
I said it's a long day. Hey, sip, Mute Jones. But I call BS, you know, because it's never nobody's on the panel. Shout out to Uncle Rick, because my thing is, if there's no chemistry, I ain't finna talk to you very long. It's got to be something. I just can't like to look at you because I'm gonna figure out you stupid somewhere along the line. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You can't get on my nerves. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't that much money in the world. Ain't that much in the world. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, or if I don't know. It's the law of attraction. I got to have something to look at, because when the lights go off, you know, hey, when the light bill ain't paid or something late or the car broke, you know, you got to be able to do something. You know, you got to be able to put a smile on my face, you know. Chemistry. But to answer the actual question, is chemistry, they both important because they both should grow, because that friendship part, like I always revert back to naked, is because you need to be able to know your partner, because that's the problem. I'm telling you what the real root of the problem is. Don't nobody know these people they marry. They marrying for the glitz and the glam. Because if you know who you're marrying and you're with that person day in, day out, you know when that person having a bad day. You know what you can do to change it around. It ain't always, because sometimes that ain't fixing the money. They don't fix the money. They just fixing the right there, you know, release some tension. The light bill still past due. That car note still behind. You need to come up with something else. That's why I say, for me, it's, you need to get to know me first, because today I had a little rough start. You know, I was broke down side the road this morning. I was kind of hungry. Okay, can you bring me something to eat? Why the tow truck get here, or the shop get here on your way to work? You know, something like that. It's not really stressful because shoot, I'm still getting paid, but it's still, you're sitting on side the road. You ain't got nowhere to use the bathroom. You know, crackheads running around. It's early in the morning. You know, because I'm over there by Bissonnette. Don't act like y'all know about Bissonnette in Houston. Don't act like y'all know about that street. But anyway, I'm just saying, it's just like, if people really understand the little things that you can do for somebody, and it's not always a dollar amount attached to it. If you really understood what the little things were to a person, you would do those, and your relationship can be 100 times better. And the little things is what I have grown, and I know to believe will keep somebody really thinking about you, keep you on their mind. And it's not always sexual, but we don't put sex and money on, you know, like I say, this new age prostitution love that I can't get with. That's what's on the table now. Ain't nobody willing to work. They just want to really get naked, like the drink.
That's what's up. Who you got next, Ash?
I'm gonna do Zilla, because he was over there pointing his finger. He had that church finger up like he was ready and he was about to break. So he looking at
church finger
and
mean
the eyebrow. And the eyebrow was up.
Oh, and the eyebrow. Church finger mean that you leaving. So is that what you saying, Jay Zilla? You leaving?
No. She had it right. We go to different churches, I guess. Humble.
Yeah, we do.
But okay. I'm gonna take something from, you know, Lost in Translation's playbook. When we are looking for a make, we are chefs looking for ingredients with some sort of recipe in mind. I think our biggest problem is that media and all sorts of bad, I guess, firsthand accounts have caused us to think that hot sauce and ice cream is going to make an omelet, but we have to take time to actually understand our actual truth, right? What am I actually looking for? That takes time to figure even you out, let alone try to figure somebody else out. So I'm with Pro when he says, man, y'all can miss me with all this Disney stuff, talking about some butterflies and there was a glow around the person and we had chemistry and was best friends and we got married right away. Like I come from a single mom, a single parent home. It was my mother and my two sisters, surrounded by women, as Proto likes to point out, right? Surrounded by women. And what that did give me is a little insight to what they actually want. There's a study that was released based on porn searches. It was anonymous. And basically women look for three different searches. One was the vampire trope. The other one was the werewolf trope. The other one were handyman. So what that says to me, the vampire is kind of smooth and hey, I'm just, I've got all this intelligence. I've got wealth, right? But I am dangerous. The werewolf is just an absolute beast. That's your thug, that's your dope boys and all them, right? The handyman is the best friend that you figure out later on after 4 or 5 babies that, oh, actually, this is the guy for me, for what I actually want. Some people, Jamie, it's okay. It's all right. But what I'm saying is like, we have to take a step back and start questioning why we think we're looking for the things that we're looking for instead of just bumping up against each other and being shocked that it's not working. Or you end up with Prototype riding in the car in silence. Like, I'm just saying we have to have.
I don't say like Prototype. I just be giving examples. I didn't know
if that was a personal example or not.
No, it wasn't. It's not personal, but yeah. I'm just from what I hear in my circles or in my conversations of men. It ain't sweet. It ain't sweet out here. The best friend mantra is very unlikely.
But do you ever ask them why? They're saying, well, women just don't simply listen and don't do what I say, rub their feet, give me some good dome, and cook a good meal and shut the frap up. Like, do you ever actually?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So why are they saying? Why are they saying this?
It's a lack of communication. Either they're babies, they act like teenagers. They're not understanding. They're always not. Men always carry the load, like, and that's the general consensus from men in a conversation. Like, I'm always carrying my load. I can't really go to her to give me any advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, women not giving advice like that. Like, it's just not happening. And then even what I know from my mamas and my grandmamas and all that, you know what I'm saying? It ain't never on some old get advice from. Like, I've been smarter than my parents a long time.
Which means you have to take the time to find your tribe. Eleanor Roosevelt said, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. So if you find yourself the smartest person in the room, 1, it's an indication that you need to change rooms. 2, you need to not just talk about the people, women are this, men are that, not just the events. Man, let me tell you what she did, but the ideas, especially we who are Christian on this panel, we have the blueprint is already written for us. Love men, love women as Christ loved the church. How do you love the church? To death.
If you was running a company, y'all know me and this company thing. If you was running a company,
absolutely,
and you needed help to push your product, are you waiting for the perfect employee, or are you just getting help? You're gonna try to find the best help you can find.
I'm gonna train myself so I can, 1, recognize the people that can help me or train them. Because in business, it's skill or will. Do they have the will? Great. Oh, they don't have the skill. I have educated myself to be able to give them the skill so skill and will can move forward to a good employee. If they have the skill, but they're late every day or, they got an attitude about everything, I'm okay with walking away from that employee and searching for a better one. But for me, it's very simple, skill or will. If you have those 2 things, great. Let's both of us work together and increase that. And
in both of those, there's an unequal balance.
And I'm fine with that, man. The fastest running.
No, you're lucky. You are lucky if you're able to.
No. This is what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
That's luck.
You got a running back who's lazy but fast. Then you got another running back who's not fast, but he works hard. I'd rather have the latter than the former any day.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
give them
saying
the best off our
there's an
team.
unequal balance. Regardless, there's an unequal balance that's happening.
Fair. What does the
And
balance have to do with it is what I'm trying to
and
figure out.
at the same time, that's the best friend. Like, if we're best friends, we're equal.
You don't have to be equal to be a best friend. Like, my wife works in high finance. I'd be a fool not to take her financial information. We're not equally yoked there, but she does help me with my blind spots and my education as far as financial literacy. For me, I'm more of a business person. I'm more outgoing and talkative. I'm more of closing the deals in our company that we have built together. Okay. Literally, I'm the one who's the front facing person. I talk to a lot of people. I appear on wonderful shows like the Humble Dad podcast, right?
Shout out.
And what I do is I kick it to her. She does the music, she does the graphics, and she does the actual business behind it to make sure I'm not out here just, going off the rails with promising too much. Right?
Can you accept that you're special?
Yeah, but come on, man. I accept that I'm special, but I don't accept that I'm the only one. And I think it's a lot closer to 50% than you believe.
I live in the suburbs right now, and I know a lot of people that I grew up with that didn't make it.
And that's fine. I'm in the cul-de-sac right now. My next door neighbor over here are two Mexicans who have a thriving business. We have another black family over here, also husband and wife, thriving business.
Is that the general from your group of people you grew up with?
No. I'm saying that but I'm seeking these people out. If you find yourself not catching anything in a lake or a pond, maybe it's the watering hole.
I'm not saying it's where I'm at. I'm saying the overall.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm talking to the audience, bro. We're talking to the people out there looking for their
we're talking
person.
to the people out there.
The people.
All
so
the people.
I'm telling. So not
in
people.
The ocean.
I'm looking right in the camera at the people.
Any people that around body of water.
Hold on.
Okay, fine. Proto, you're good. You my man. I'm talking to you people out there who are looking and wondering, why do I keep falling for these trash relationships? Like, maybe you're fishing in the wrong pond. Maybe you got some inner work that you need to do with yourself so that you can find and attract the thing that you're actually looking for. Not what society is telling you, not what Real Housewives or whatever the frap is telling you, but what you are actually looking for. So if you're working on you, because this is what happened, I'm telling you, I am a person who I was living crazy. Jamie can attest to this. We had a great conversation on her podcast. I was out there, buddy. And when I've decided that, no, this ain't for me, I got to get myself together. Meanwhile, my wife was thousands of miles away saying, nope, I got to get myself better. And we were separately working on each other. And then we reconnected. And now we're married with 4 beautiful children. I'm telling y'all, why not try it? Do like the Bible says. Try me.
That's a fact. That's good. Who you got going next, Jay Zilla?
Ooh, let's go with Lost in Translation, my sensei. I did the cooking analogy. I was trying to be the John the Baptist to his Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Last week he did the ship analogy. That one was on point. Go ahead.
Jay Zilla, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for warming the kitchen up for me. Listen, I'm going to teach y'all. I'm going to show you why they call me Lost in Translation. Okay. Listen, words mean things. Okay. Matter of fact, let's look at the prompt. It says, is chemistry or deep friendship more important in marriage? Here's the thing about it. I think sometimes we interchange the wrong words. Chemistry is one of those things that can be altered. You can manufacture chemistry. And Ashley can attest to that. You know, you can have guys tell you whatever it is you want to hear just so he can get where he need to get. You see what I'm saying? Or women could dress and wear whatever they need to wear to get you interested, get you where you need to get to. Okay. What we really need to do is we need to look at the word chemistry and really look at it and interchange it. Chemistry, when we talk about it, is normally when women talk about chemistry, it is more of an infatuation. Okay. Chemistry is when you have two things that come together and react equally. You see what I'm saying? When women say that they have chemistry and the other guy wants them, but she don't really want that person, that's what's known as infatuation and unrequited love. It's unequal. Let me give you an example how that works. Okay. When I used to work for Verizon, we used to have this thing called DSL. Y'all remember that digital subscriber line internet? Okay. When I was studying on how to help customer service, I found out that the upload speed is not the same as the download speed. Okay. So what happens is In relationships, you'll have one person who's all gung-ho for the relationship. That person is invested, that person is infatuated with that person, and the other person is not as fast, they're not as slow. You know, so they're really, really slow, not connecting. So the information is unbalanced. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have done a speed test. If you ever noticed when you do a speed test, that download speed is always faster than your upload speed, is because the download speed is what you need when you're having multiple devices connected to it. So you have that bandwidth, that strength. You see what I'm saying? And then when you don't necessarily need that to save money, what these companies do is they sell you the slower end on the back end when you upload stuff like email, video conferencing, you know, that type of thing. You're not really doing a whole lot of heavy lifting. Now, with content creators, what's important for us is if we have to have the same amount of download speed and the same amount of upload speed, because our situation is different. Our time is valuable, so we want to make sure we upload that thing as quickly as possible. The issue is today is that we have people who have what's known as an asymmetrical DSL line, and we have a symmetrical DSL line. And what happens is most people don't know the difference. Most people get in situations where it's not chemistry, it's unrequited love and infatuation. That's the reason why you need somebody in your life who loves you just as hard as you do to make that thing work.
Can I add to your analogy?
You need to let that thing marinate for a minute.
Hold on, you ain't gonna let that breathe.
Listen,
Come
though.
on, man.
No,
Let that thing
listen.
breathe
Listen,
for a minute.
listen. Hold
I'm
on.
still
Listen.
under that.
Listen. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing at all.
It doesn't matter if you were disagreeing.
But
There
listen,
was just a moment to hear
if
it.
you don't
Go
even
ahead.
know that you can get a faster upload speed, most customers don't know that they can get a
That's
faster
the sales
upload
guy.
speed.
That's the sales guy thing. He has to let them know.
So we going around getting
And
slow
also,
upload
you know what,
speed and
prototype?
fast
You
down.
know what else?
You
You know
don't
what
even know
else?
you can
Too?
get faster upload.
You know what else? Prototype too. It all depends on how much you want to spend, brother.
Yeah.
How much are you
Ask
willing to
somebody.
put into it? Most people just want to get what they want to get out of it. Hey, I just want to get my piece out of it. I just want to get the download speed. I don't care nothing about the upload speed. As long as I get something out of the relationship, I don't care what that person do. You know, those people looking for ADSL. Most people who want to get married, they looking for DSL, man, the symmetrical. They looking for the same up and the same down. You know what I'm saying? They want speed going both ways.
Hey, for the people, I was a manager at AT&T, bro, and I used to. Matter of fact, Ash was one of my team members. I had to teach her how to sell DSL and internet. Who you got going next, Laos? That was a beautiful analogy, by the way.
Let's go with Dwayne.
Man, appreciate y'all's take. But I have a little problem with y'all saying that there's no chemistry in relationship. I got a little problem with it because I think there's chemistry in everything. It's just whether that chemistry is balanced or better yet stable. And I think we have to pay attention to the unstable chemistry. Every one of us show up in a relationship with different personality types that we brought with us into the relationship. And if we don't understand that we're bringing in unstable characteristic and personality types into the relationship, that can make any relationship, whether it's with your best friend who's of the same sex or your best friend who's of the opposite sex, which is your wife or your husband. And I think that's one of the things that we have to focus on is our own individual chemistry as we're aligning with other people and seeing if it's combustible or if it's stable. And how are we also monitoring that through the relationship? Because again, subject to change. Your friend, your best friend 10 years ago, if it's the same, if it's a male or female of the same sex, is different today. Y'all connect on particular things, but y'all shift and y'all do change through that relationship. Now I'm just pointing out the same thing is required in a marriage. So I believe chemistry leads to deeper friendship because you ain't gonna be friends with somebody you steady at war with. And I'm not talking about good war. I'm talking about somebody who does not have your self or best interest at heart. You'll cut them off quickly. But whenever you start to see that people are willing to reciprocate in that relationship, you will go to war with them, not against them, and that's the important thing. So chemistry, again, for me, is very important that we as individuals work on our interpersonal chemistry.
That's what's up. Who you got going next?
Who ain't with it? I ain't been paying attention. I got my Jamie going on.
I think who hasn't went yet? Was it Ash? Ash, have you went? Yeah, Ash hasn't went. You did? Who
Think
didn't
we're
go?
ready for the next
Yeah,
question, man.
Everybody went? That's what's
Mhm.
hey, that's right. Because okay, that's what's up. Y'all listen, I can't believe I didn't remember this time. That's what's up. All right, cool. So this has been really good. Got one last question. I was trying to figure out which one we're going to be transitioning into. But I think I found one. Let's see. I think this would be a good one to ride out to. What does a best friendship in marriage look like when life gets hard? What does a best friendship in marriage look like when life gets hard? And the guest of the hour, Mr. Imperfect, we're going to start with you, bro.
Oh man, what does a friendship look like in marriage when life gets hard? It's it's to the point of the like and love thing. I love my wife every single day. There's not a day I don't love her, but there's not every day I like her, right? And it's not every day she likes me. So it's the understanding that even when we don't like each other, the love is what holds us together no matter what it is. Like we've seen hard times, and inside of those hard times, we deal with things as human beings. She has her way of dealing with things, I have my way of dealing with things. But when we come together and to deal with the situation, we know that regardless if we are liking each other at the moment, we're still partners in this together. And that's what the bond of our partnership in our marriage is what's strong enough to get us through any and everything. So the friendship is the bottom level of it. And that's honestly like when we talked about it earlier, I don't think you can have a marriage until you've gotten past the best friend phase. Like you have to be a friend first, a best friend, and then I see marriage comes in. That's just my standpoint. And I'm gonna tap in my man Laws and Translation on this one.
Let's get it.
You know what? My granddaddy, man, sat us down, me and my brothers, and he asked us, this is like right after my dad passed. And he said, he asked us the question, he said, why do you think people get married? And I said, because people love each other. He said, no, that ain't it. He said, the reason why you get married is to have somebody to have the hard times to go through with. You know, anybody can be there, man, when the sun is shining and, you know, the flowers blooming and the birds is chirping or whatever. But can they count on you when it rains? You know, when it's 4 feet of snow outside, when it's cold, you know, when you're having a bad day, you know what I mean? Can you comfort each other? That type of thing. Because think about it. Everybody's not going to be up all the time. You know what I mean? But it sure feels good to have somebody with you when you're down, you know, especially when you don't feel like talking to nobody else. And that person that you with is the only person who can reach you. So my definition is is someone to be there for you during the tough times. And go ahead.
No, I also wanted to say, like I put in the back chat, and I also wanted to bring to the forefront. It took me 8 years to know I was going to marry my wife, not because I didn't know her, all right, or I wasn't sure about her, but I needed to see her in every light possible. I needed to see her in the good times, in the bad times, through grieving periods, through the elated times. I needed to see her in all facets of life so I could know who I was dealing with. And to the point earlier, a lot of people are bypassing the phase of understanding and knowing people and jumping right into marriage and relationships, and that's why they don't last long because they don't know who they got involved with. So your
Absolutely.
grandfather was on point, bro. I just want to put that out there.
Appreciate it. I'm going to go with Jamie this time.
Let's go.
All right, let me look at the question again. What does a best friend in a marriage look like? It looks like in hard that when life gets hard. Oh yeah, I mean, like it just looks like you got my back. Um, when you say like what is hard, you know what I'm saying? Think hard is kind of, you have to define that, because something that's hard for you might not be hard for me. So it is actually having somebody to identify when things are hard for you, but also have your back and be able to give you a solution. Because a lot of times we sometimes don't even know that things are getting hard, right? We can't even identify our own emotions sometimes. And what I found when I've had a best friend, or you have a real good connection with somebody, right? You're able to get down there with them and be like, hey, it looked like you're about to have a moment. Like, so do we need, like, what do we need today? You need me to leave you alone? You need me to stay here with you and just be quiet? Like, what does this look like? And so it's somebody to really get down in there, or just to be able to see you even when you can't see you, right? Like I have a niece. She's like my personality twin. That's what I call her. Okay. So she me before I got saved, before I knew the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to manage my anger. And so I could look at her and see that she's about to have a moment before she even has it. Right. So when she's looking at that, I'd be like, hey, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. And sometimes she just needs a hug. You really don't, she doesn't need anything but to feel somebody's presence, because she's getting uncomfortable, and I could see it in her eyes, right? So it's somebody being able to just read you. And because we are so disconnected, and we do texting and we do all kinds of stuff, and we don't even want to let people in sometimes, we miss that key component of being able to just read somebody. So for me, if somebody's like a hard time in marriage, you gonna know me like that, like we gonna be in this together. Because a hard day might be, I actually had a good news, but because I can't call my dad because he passed away, it's gonna be hard on me. And I need for you as my spouse to know that although I got good news, I'm probably gonna go in this bathroom and cry. You get what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with you, but I'm about to go up in this bathroom and I'm gonna cry, and I'm gonna need you to be here for me. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to know that I'm not sad about what's great thing happened. I just don't have the person I can call. So that's my answer. We'll go with Dwayne.
That's what's up. That was good.
That was. What does the best friend in marriage look like when life gets hard? Man. Yoke. See, so earlier y'all were talking about reciprocation, and I appreciate y'all's perspective on it. And yeah, sometimes we do expect that reciprocation, right? We putting in the work, we're doing what we need to do. And I find it very interesting that my mind was solely on that and the importance of that until this question. Because then I think about it as, what if you don't have something to give? And I think that's where it comes through sickness or in health. So in sickness, do you have much to provide? Can you provide much? You can't. So can you reciprocate? What does your reciprocation look like whenever you are not in your best? And and whenever I say not in your best, I'm not even pertaining that just to health. I'm talking about your behavior. So I just noticed that there was a comment from somebody on YouTube, the Wife School Podcast. Absolutely love that podcast. And one of the things she talks about is women ways on the podcast. So sometimes in the women ways, we have to then be able to be overflowing in what we have to give, knowing that sometimes it won't be reciprocated. And that's tough. That's tough to deal with, because guess what? That's where I'm in it to be selfish, but this other person now is being selfish and taking advantage of it. And it's tough to then reconcile that, because you do feel like you're being taken advantage of. But then the Bible did say how many times you're supposed to forgive, right? And it's a lot. So it's a tough thing to reconcile. But in the hard times, what does that look like? Is that you are there and you're able to understand whenever I'm weak. And that's another thing we touched on, that vulnerability as men. When we are weak, how do you treat that? How do you handle me? So that goes both ways, for the male and the female, asking an appropriate question like, how do you handle me?
That's what's up. Who you got?
Ash, you went yet?
No, she ain't yet. She doing schoolwork.
That is a lie.
Clock in. Clock in.
That is a lie. I'm not doing anything. What was the question?
You and Jamie in this, I don't know what the question is.
No.
is crazy.
To reread, first of all, if you're a teacher, you're supposed to restate the prompt so I can get it again. You know, I need my think time. Let's not act brand new because it's 2025. Same Ash, same stuff. Stop it. You're out of control. Back, my guy. Fall back. What does he look like? He look like when I'm having a time and I can't get my mind together, he know how to come in and just put his hands and say, hey, come that. Get it together. Or it's a look. Because sometimes what people don't understand, it's those micro little things that you can do that can settle a person. It don't even really have to be verbal. Like, come on now. You up here acting crazy over a fry missing. I'm just saying fry because, I be hungry all the time. Because dieting ain't easy. But, it's like you want somebody when you think your world is falling apart, even though you know it's not. You just want to be over dramatic and just cry for no doggone reason. You just want that person to give you a hug. Like Jamie said, you just want that person to know that, hey, this is time to hug me, to shut me up. Because that's really all some people want. What Prototype like to say? Feed them, entertain them. And I'm just saying, sometimes you just want that present there. You don't want nobody to solve anything. You don't want nobody to fix nothing. You just say, hey, just let me dump for a second. Let me just dump this on you. Don't fix it. Don't fix it. Don't pick it up. Don't do nothing to it. Just let me dump that on you. And then I'm going to take it off you once I done calm down. Because sometimes we're just overreacting because you're mad at the situation and how that situation is tapping into something that you ain't really fixed into yourself. You ain't got a proper understanding with oneself, and whatever that situation is bringing up your current emotion and some other emotions attached to that we don't really dive into. And that's what I need my guy to do. If you're out there and you're looking and you're listening, please understand, when you come over here, we peaceful. I don't like to argue. But when I'm having my moment, I need you to come in and say, hey, let's take a time out. Go get your Switch. Go get on the game or something.
So you looking, Ash?
No.
I ain't looking at nothing but this doggone book.
See,
no, let me go ahead and step in here for...
First of all, let me tell you something. Mute Jones. Get back to your... I'm not looking for anything. He said, who finds it a why? I'm not looking for anything.
Are you accepting invitations?
I'm always accepting.
No, she's not.
You was not always.
No, she's not.
Yeah, first of all,
you were saying no.
Hold up. First of all, just because I don't broadcast it, because I don't want all the vultures that's ready to pick off the meat off the bone. First of all,
said let her pick her own vulture bird.
Exactly. Let me figure out what vulture I want to dive over here on this carcass. Okay. Because everything I'm not welcome.
What an illustration.
But if you're listening, understand it's peaceful. It's very the way you don't even know me, sir. You just met
I
me.
have to run interference. You said you had 2 male best friends. Guys, whoever is stalking, looking, run. 2 best friends. That's
why
they both married.
Why would you
they
run
both married too?
I don't care.
So that's see, you need to tap into your insecurity because first of all, what goes on my relationship? Yeah, it's you because my relationship is totally different. We run a whole different ball game over there. That's a whole different program. That's not college football, baby. That's NFL because we got a whole bunch of different crowd watching.
Hold on now. I got to get it.
He think you talking about football. That's
no. I got a phone a friend. Hold on, Jay Zilla, do you have a female best friend?
I don't.
Okay, all right. Do you mind, Prototype, if I have a moment to get another a married male's opinion?
Yeah, I have a female best friend.
I ain't talking to you. I ain't going over there to you, Prototype. I knew you were going to disagree because you're going to find a way to disagree somehow.
I
know my audience.
Female
It's
best friend.
nothing wrong.
I got a few female friends, but I don't have a problem with like I'm not attracted to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference.
But I don't even see these people.
Like if I was attracted to them, that would be a different story.
It's different. It's different. It'd be different if I was over there talking.
That's your best friend then.
It is. Like, why do you have a problem with that?
You know what?
Okay. Maybe it's the new
my
head
fault.
phone.
No, it's my fault. Ash, it's my fault. Forgive me. I'm gonna ask for your forgiveness right here.
No,
because
I can't
my math wasn't mathing because you said you had two best friends, and last time I looked at it, best was only one. Okay, so you sitting there talking. See, they should be having beef with you. Okay, forgive me. I digress because you can't have two best friends.
Hold on. I got it right here. Now, when y'all reading them Bible verses, there's not one Bible verse for everything. Oh my God. Thank you. Let's move it along.
I didn't bring the Bible into this one, but I'm gonna pray for you though.
I can bring it. Y'all always do it. I'm just saying, you can't tell me that I can't have two people that serve different things. I know there's Joseph, Mark, Elijah, and all the rest of them people. Luke and James. I know all them people didn't serve no one purpose. I mean, they have different stories and testimonies.
So let me go to the closest Elijah I know. Okay, Elijah. Okay.
Let's get the humbling.
Yeah, let's get the consensus. Okay, we already got one. Prototype kind of messed it up.
So he worked with all women. He trying to coach them women to be better. First of all,
I'm trying to figure out which one of them women is his best friend. Okay, you're on the hot seat. I know we cool.
I used to have a best friend that
while you're married. I'm talking about while you're married.
Once I got married, I let her go.
You have to. You have to.
But
even your best friend.
Why do you gotta let them go? What kind of weird stuff y'all on? Like, what is that weird?
So that there would be no situation where there would be an inkling of there to be something.
What inkling are y'all doing?
What are y'all talking about? Like that's
you asked me a question.
No. I'm asking.
You asked me a question.
I'm asking a question because I'm trying to figure out: is this a best friend or is this a best friend that you got an eye on? Because if it's a best friend, it shouldn't be on the table. There should be some boundaries of mutual respect somewhere.
Just so you know, now there's such thing as anomalies, right? Y'all agree with that? And Proto likes to use this a lot, that we are anomalies. But according to many, according to many studies,
I've never said that word in my life, so I don't know what that is. My bad.
What word? Anomaly? You say, well, you must be lucky. You should count your lucky.
Okay, got you. All right.
So that would be an anomaly, right? You say that to Jay Zilla, you say that to me, XYZ, right? But according to many studies, it says that men and women cannot be friends because one of them is attracted to the other. This is several studies. So you all would be considered the anomaly in this equation. So kudos to you, but one is typically attracted to the other. You may not be attracted to them, but it's very possible they're attracted to you.
You're a Prototype. Just accept being special, bro.
Damn. Back at you.
Yes, sir. Hey, there's somebody who hasn't went on this one. That was so good.
I ain't going yet, man.
Go ahead, Proto. Let's close it out. Jay, have you went? Okay, so
go ahead, Proto.
Proto, then Jay. Let's get it.
Ironically, sometimes you don't know you got a friend until it gets hard. There's been plenty of times where until you gotta move and that one buddy's like, oh, I'll help you, or and we all hate that one, right? But until it's like until you're out and about, like, you know what I'm saying, you're evicted, and that one friend that you didn't know you was that cool with was like, hey man, you could crash here a while, you know what I'm saying? Until you're down and out and your girl's like, man, we good, I got us, or you know what I'm saying, or how can we figure this out? There's a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you just don't even know you have and that's what I say. Sometimes you could not have that, and then something like that happens, and you be like, oh, this experience has given us this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like, we're all football guys or whatever. There's guys that I'll call them guys my brothers, but why? Because of Hell Week. You survived Hell Week. Now we brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, man. And it just looks like support. It looks like I'm in the mud with you, and we're gonna make sure we get out together. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like that. It looks like support.
Looks like support. I'm gonna get it out the mud with you. Jay Zilla, what you got?
I think it's Matthew, somewhere in Matthew, don't quote me, where it talks about Jesus speaking about his yoke being easy. And what people don't sometimes overlook is a yoke is usually that, that wooden thing that's across the back of two animals, right? And he's saying my yoke is easy because you can get on here and look like you're helping me, but I'm carrying the whole weight. So for me, a best friendship in a marriage during hard times is like two oxen yoked together, pulling the same plow, right? Similarly in marriage, you're not going to pull in different directions. You're keeping the task in mind. You're making sure you're attacking the problem, right? Not the person. And you two are bringing everything you can to the table in order to alleviate this problem. So I guess I should say what a best friendship in marriage should look like is no matter what, both of y'all are attacking it. Maybe it's my lust. Let's both work together on my lust. Don't attack me. Let's talk about why I feel like that and what we can do to make sure I feel fulfilled in my marriage. If hers is not feeling secure about something, I'm not going to attack her and like, girl, you shouldn't worry. I'm your man. No, let's talk about that. Let's together attack problems instead of people. To go back to Eleanor Roosevelt, we can talk about people for a little bit. We can talk about what had happened for a little bit. But if we're not talking about ideas, we are not vibrating on a high level. And if that's not our aim, then you need to look inward to figure out what you need to do differently.
That's really good. Hey, make sure y'all check out everybody on the platform and all the things that they do. Lost in Translation, rocking it. You just type in his name, you'll see what he's got going. Jay Zilla, Prototype, Jamie, Imperfect Gentleman. Hey, listen, man, I really appreciate you coming along, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's been a really good conversation with you on board, homie. What's your thoughts, real quick?
As always, man, it's always a pleasure. Your platform is always enriching. I don't do too many others because I don't like nonsense. This conversation is always building towards a positive light, and it always leaves me full. Like I leave this conversation filled up in a positive way. I mean, each and every one of y'all on the platform are phenomenal individuals. I love your outlooks, and this is a great platform, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, and that's it, man.
That's what's up. I appreciate you, homie. Hey, make sure y'all check out Ash. Hey, listen, you've been requested to be on here more often, Ash. Stop playing. Okay. Tell your professor that you have things to do.
No, it's not the professor thing, it's a me thing. Like I said, we have a new schedule now. I go in later, so my sleep schedule, we got to get back on. We got to get back.
You know, we just you family, and we just missed you. So you know what I'm saying, we just let you know
you guys.
You're part of the team. Hey, make sure y'all check out Dwayne and his photos that he got going. I really, really appreciate everybody that lended their voices tonight. Shout out to my wife, my friend, Kendra, Siobhan, Glenn. She had a wonderful event today. She got to do the hair and makeup for Travis Hunter today. And so she got to do that. And she's tired, so I'm gonna go up here and help her out, you know, and reciprocate. You feel me? Okay. Hey, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel and all that jazz. Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
Hey, happy dad.
Appreciate that, homie.
The boy is dangerous.
Bad feeling about this. You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world.